Well, last night, guys, we got the news that Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning. She has been a Trump ally up until about, I guess I would say, the last month or so. And things really did sour between MTG and President Trump. Now, there was definitely a rift going on between MTG and President Trump because MTG started going on these liberal media outlets, namely The View. And you know, guys, it's pretty bad, man, when the ladies on The View really don't go after you. I mean, they were enjoying MTG. They were asking her, why don't you switch to being a Democrat? That's a red flag, guys. It really is a red flag. Now, MTG seemed to be against the mass deportations. Folks, I believe that the biggest issue for a bunch of voters in 2024 was the wide open border. Because those people coming across the border, folks, were taking away jobs from Americans. And Trump is doing the mass deportations. And the left is losing their mind. We've had over 2 million people, folks, that have self-deported. And another 500,000 that have actually been deported by President Trump. But MTG is a businesswoman, folks. And she was definitely insinuating that she was hiring illegals. Now, guys, would I actually be surprised by that? No. Because I believe a lot of these businesses, whether you're actually on the right or the left, you love that cheap labor. You really do. I'm against that. I don't believe, guys, there's a job that Americans won't do. Because if you actually need a job, you'll do whatever. You will. But now MTG has resigned. She put out like a 10-minute video, folks. 10-minute video. We're going to listen to some of it, not all of it. Don't want it to be too long, okay? I'm not sure if her relationship with President Trump is going to recover. But folks, once President Trump pulled his endorsement on her, it was open season. Something's telling me, guys, she probably would have not won her primary. That is what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. Now, her district, man, is going to go to a Republican. But she knew she would actually be in for a dogfight next year. Maybe her days are numbered. Now, I will say this here. I do agree with MTG. When it comes to these politicians should not be in Washington forever. I believe, guys, the longer you actually stay in Congress, the more corrupt you can actually get. I cannot be a politician. I don't want to serve in Washington, D.C. I don't. That swamp is deep. It really is. But also, when Nancy Pelosi, the corrupt Democrat, resigned, MTG was singing the praises of her. Another red flag. It's something, man. It really is something. But once Trump ripped her and called her a traitor, she started playing the victim flag. The victim card, I should actually say. Talking about she's actually receiving threats. Is that true? I'm not really sure. But let's go ahead, guys, and get into this video here. Here we go. So right over here on X, guys, Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, has just announced that she will be resigning from Congress in January, effective January 5th. So let's listen into a little bit of this, guys. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C., and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. and the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher, corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts, American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas.
Funny she said that because she pretty much came out saying we're going too far into mass deportations. Interesting.
Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest, and the spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a single breadwinner's income, as both parents have to work in order to simply survive. And today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream. And that breaks my heart. I ran for Congress in 2020 and have fought every single day believing that Make America Great Again meant America first. I have one of the most conservative voting records in Congress, defending the First Amendment, Second Amendment, unborn babies because I believe God creates life at conception, and I love to fight for the little guy.
I do too.
Strong, safe borders, I have fought hard for that. I've fought against COVID tyrannical insanity and mandated mass vaccinations, and I've never voted to fund foreign wars with your hard-earned tax dollars. However, with almost 1 year into our majority, the legislature has been mostly sidelined. We endured an 8-week shutdown, wrongly, resulting in the House not working for the entire time, and we are entering campaign season, which means all courage leaves and only safe campaign re-election mode is turned on in the House of Representatives. During the longest shutdown in our nation's history, I raged against my own speaker and my own party for refusing to proactively work diligently to pass the plan to save Americans' health care and protect Americans from outrageous, overpriced, and unaffordable health insurance policies.
She's talking about Obamacare. Obamacare needs to be repealed. And those tax subsidies are going to expire at the end of the year. However, I don't believe she's actually introduced anything to replace Obamacare. Now, the only thing that should actually replace Obamacare is a free market medical plan. Now, President Trump has put something out there, say, hey, give the money to the people and they can choose their own private insurance. Whether that actually happen, I don't know. But MTG, she's leaving. Now, she's only been in office for 5 years. Only 5 years. Okay, so she is not a career politician. Okay, and I'm just going to stop it right there too, by the way. But President Trump had put this out right here on Truth Social. He says Marjorie Taylor Brown, because of plummeting poll numbers and not wanting to face a primary challenger with a strong Trump endorsement, where she would have no chance of winning, has decided to call it quits. Her relationship with the worst Republican congressman in decades, Thomas Massie of Kentucky, also known as Rand Paul Jr. because he votes against the Republican Party and really good legislation, did not help her. For some reason, primarily that I refused to return her never-ending barrage of phone calls, Marjorie went bad. Nevertheless, I will always appreciate Marjorie and thank her for her service to our country, President Donald J. Trump. Now, the word is that she probably wanted to run for the Senate, and President Trump saw this poll, and it was saying that she was going to lose badly in Georgia. Now, guys, this is weird right here. Georgia is a very weird state, man. Very weird. There is no way in the world Georgia should have two far left Democrats in a red state. There's absolutely no way. There should be two Republicans that have those Senate seats. I mean, those guys that are senators in Georgia, they're not even moderates. They're far leftists, man. far leftist and woke. How does that happen? And President Trump isn't the only one that's actually said that she has no shot at the Senate seat. That's crazy in Georgia, man. That is absolutely crazy. It's just unreal, man. It is unreal. But once President Trump pulled his endorsement, and let me try to go back and actually find where on Truth Social, because I believe this actually happened probably a few days back, if I'm not mistaken. So I gotta scroll down here. Of course, Trump met with Zohran Mamdani, and I'm probably not going to really be able to find it on here on Truth Social, because Trump posts way a lot. He posts a lot. So, and also, you know, she was also critical of Trump with the Epstein files too, as well. Not going to be able to find it here, guys. It's probably just too many days ago. But he did come out and he said he was not endorsing her. He was going to primary her. And then I guess she saw the writing on the wall. She would have had to spend a whole bunch of money and she would probably lose. She pretty much has been on the attack of the president. And that's not good. Yeah, you can disagree. You definitely can. But she has been coming out swinging at the president. And now her career's done in politics. She's probably going to go out there and do something else. Maybe she'll get a job on some network. Maybe she has her own podcast, something like that. She'll be around, but she won't be directly involved in politics. Honestly, I can't blame her. Like I said, guys, I would never want to go to Washington, D.C. as a rep or a senator, man. No way. It's just way too corrupt. And one of the other reasons, guys, why she probably praised on Nancy Pelosi, word is MTG's portfolio has increased a lot. Probably by the leadership of Nancy Pelosi. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you next time.